Today's video is taken as we drive and stop in at Havelock, Momorangi, venture through Picton, and then back up Highway 62 to complete a loop from Canvastown, visiting Makana Chocolates as we return.
Sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. If all the things you never show.
If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to press the subscribe, ring the bell, press the like button and leave comments and ask questions as required.
Yeah.
She said she was going to have none, and then she became...
Today we start in the small town of Havelock. The translation of Havelock is a Scandinavian surname meaning sea sport, and Havelock is definitely built around marine activities.
So if you're of any size, substance or weight, you will break those stats.
Havelock town itself is named after Sir Henry Havelock, who was a British general.
I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'm tired of my trash talk. Never forget what.
He is mainly remembered for quashing a major mutinous rebellion in India, which at the time was under British rule. Indian soldiers rose up against their British commanders, and General Henry Havelock, over a period of a year between 1857 and 1858, cemented British rule once more.
Let go, watch me turn this life into something that you can
I'd seen
never
it
own.
here.
I feel this pain, you already
Right,
know.
I found a spot.
Turn that to gains, let my body show.
Do a curve jump here.
That I can't let go, watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the
I don't
things
know what
you know.
heel and toe like to find so far.
You think it's right.
Ernest Rutherford was born at Brightwater, 20 kilometres southwest of Nelson in the South Island of New Zealand on August 30th, 1871. He attended Foxhall School, Havelock School, which is why I assume the reason this plaque is here, and Nelson College. Rutherford's education started in 1876, but his ties to Havelock began in 1882 when he was enrolled in Havelock School, where he excelled. He won a scholarship to Nelson College in 1887 and became head boy for the college in 1889. He moved from Nelson College to Christchurch, attending Canterbury University in 1890 up until 1895. Brightwater is 95 kilometres southwest of Havelock. In 1895 he moved from New Zealand to Cambridge, England, with already 3 degrees to his name, to attend the University of Cambridge as a research student under Professor Thomson of the Cavendish Laboratory until 1898. Rutherford was an exceptional researcher, and among the things he achieved are development of the frequency meter, leading Marconi to the development of wireless telegraphy. He discovered and proved 2 emissions from radioactive atoms, naming them alpha and beta rays. He unravelled radioactivity, showing heavy atoms decay into lighter, chemically different atoms, leading to carbon dating. He and his assistant Hans Geiger developed the method of detecting single particles emitted by radioactive atoms, resulting in the Geiger counter for radioactivity levels. Rutherford developed the nuclear model of the atom, and together with Niels Bohr they used quantum theory ideas to produce a stable orbit model of the atom, which now is used worldwide in education. Rutherford invented the directional hydrophone used for submarine detection. Near the end of the First World War, he observed outgoing protons with energy larger than the incoming alpha particles. This made him the world's first person to split the atom. Recently, when President Trump of the US was inaugurated, He, among other things, gave an American credit for splitting the atom. No American was the first to split the atom. It was the South Island, New Zealand-born intellectual Ernest Rutherford who achieved that task. Ernest Rutherford, Baron of Nelson, a man with numerous scientific prizes, honorary degrees from many countries and fellowships, elected President of the Royal Society of London and the Royal Institute of Physics, appointed to the Order of Merit and Nobel Peace Prize recipient, died at Cambridge on October 19, 1937, of a strangulated hernia. William Hayward Pickering also went to school here at Havelock, at the Havelock School from around 1915 to about 1922. He was a student at Wellington and Marlborough Colleges and attended Canterbury University Christchurch for a year before moving to California Institute of Technology in the United States. He gained a PhD in physics, moving to work on jet propulsion laboratories at the end of the Second World War, moving on to NASA with the unmanned space flight program. Pickering died on March the 15th, 2004 of pneumonia. Both of these men created historically significant accomplishments, with a couple of factors true in both cases. Both went to the small primary school in this very small town of Havelock. Both were from the South Island of New Zealand. Is it something in the water here? Who knows, because these days not much of it is allowed to be touched or even taken, so maybe we will never know. This very small town in the north of the South Island, like many small towns in New Zealand, paid an ultimate price in the 2 world wars of the past. From recent events, it would seem that the world sadly has not learned much from its mistakes. There are walks to a lookout and a very pleasant waterfall in Havelock right at the town centre or from the north end. Both locations are a similar distance to either location, but we will not be doing these walks today. Welcome to the Havelock Museum. Although this museum is small, it has an awful lot of exhibits to look at from a wide date range of history and is extremely interesting if you have time to browse. It runs on gold coin donations, so in the interest of keeping history alive, if you please make sure you leave something. You said something about windows?
Oh, there you go. Is that just the protector you reckon?
Oh yeah, yep. So instead of writing over a square block, top and bottom, it's just writing in a tubular frame, but it's exactly the same thing. And then that will drive whatever. They were building lathes and shit. I think the late 1700s. Yeah. The lathe is more of an ancient tool than I realised. My research since visiting the museum showed that the earliest evidence of a lathe dates back to ancient Egypt around 1300 BC. There is also tenuous evidence for an existence of a Mycenaean Greek site dating back as far as the 13th or 14th century BC. However, the first modern style of lathe machine tools was invented by a Russian, Andrei Nartov, in 1718. After a group discussion, it's off to Foursquare for some supplies before leaving for our next location. So, if you eat mussels, you can't drink wine.
Why is that?
You'll taint the wine taste.
We won't drink out of the bottle. How's that?
Yep. It's quite shallow, like sound. These arms are.
Do you mind if we try it out? See if it works for us.
What are you talking about?
The house for sale. We're going to go and visit them and have lunch on their lawn and see if it works for us.
Okay, yeah.
We are considering stopping somewhere along the trail for lunch. We intend to drive and through Picton on our reconnaissance adventure to the Sounds, but on our way we will stop at the Momorangi Campground where we will have a look around and lunch.
No one taught anything.
long over COVID.
This camp is 15 kilometres approximately out of Picton along Queen Charlotte Drive. Using this route is 134 kilometres to Nelson from Picton and not the main route. The normal State Highway 1 to 62 then 6 route is also 134 kilometres but is an easier but less scenic drive. This camp office is on the main road central to the two camp areas, so just stop on the road to check yourself in if this appeals to you. Come with us, we shall give you a quick tour.
I'm a wheelchair. I'm not a false chair, I'm a wheelchair. Yep, I identify as a wheelchair.
You're not rolling very well, though.
I'm on a roll.
The beachfront has a single kitchen plus washer and dryer in a fairly central building to the vehicle parks.
And it's been so long, but I will be there. I sing this song to pass the time away, driving in my car.
As I said, a quick tour. The grass area opposite the beach has similar amenities to the beachfront. Amenities include hot showers for campers only. These need a $1 coin. Washing machines and dryers for campers only. These are also coin operated. Wheelchair accessible shower and toilet blocks. There is a communal kitchen with jug, toaster, microwave, electric hob, fridge, freezer. But for use of the kitchen, bring your own barbecue, pots, pans, crockery and cutlery.
Holy ground. So I sing for you, though you can't hear me when I get through, and feel you near me. I'm driving home for Christmas. It's gonna take some time, but I'll get there. Top to toe in tailbacks. Oh, I got red lights all around, but soon there'll be a freeway, yeah. Get my feet on holy ground.
At the end of the road into the bush side of the camp is a walk. It is listed as an easy, short bush loop walk of around 20 minutes. But has no parking area defined, so road parking would be an alternative, adding an additional 200 metres to the walk each way if this walk is of interest to you.
I'm driving home.
This site is a dock campsite, and there is a link to it on the video description.
Driving home for Christmas.
We made use of the picnic area for a very quick lunch of crackers, cheese, salami, meats, pickles, pâtés, mussels and a very nice salve without drinking from the bottle, instead using glasses to reduce the risk of tainting the flavour.
Just the same.
After leaving Momorangi Campsite, we drove up and through Picton. Picton is the gateway for caravanners, van lifers and motorhomers into the South Island, as it is the home of both the Blue Bridge and Inter-Islander ferries. We have a previous video which has a glimpse into Picton, titled Heading South 5 in our Crusader out of Picton and into Nelson. The Q code on the screen will take you to this video directly, and there is a link in the video description as well. Today we will just pass through as we are on our way to Makana Chocolates.
For Christmas, yeah. Get my feet on holy ground.
She's not watching our video.
So I
Makana Chocolates is around 25.5 kilometres from Picton. You follow State Highway 1 towards Blenheim, turning at Spring Creek to the right onto Highway 62 before reaching Blenheim itself. The Makana Chocolate Factory is about 3 to 3.5 kilometres along State Highway 62 and will appear on the left.
Just get past it.
My navigation is slow, Bruce. Alright. And have to turn around.
I don't know.
Oh, there.
You said 200 as I went past it.
No, it was a bit slow, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You can go to a vineyard. You can go to Bliss and
Carson.
We haven't done that, have we, Bruce? We did, we went to a few vineyards on,
there's lots of things.
This is definitely not the road that we were on when we went from Picton to Nelson. But the road that we went on, I hadn't been on before.
Did you go past the airport?
Yes.
You did. Okay, so you must have gone.
just here, Bruce. Oh, there was it.
Yep.
So, follow that blue car.
Oh, we're going to the chocolate factory.
Yep.
Why isn't it Charlie's chocolate factory? Because didn't Wombat give the chocolate
Now
factory
leave your wallets in the car. You're just here to sample the free food, okay?
buy chocolate? That's what she said.
Have they got any chocolate?
He wasn't sick of the tourists coming next.
Next we've got a chocolate mince pie on the bottom and macadamia butterscotch crunch on the top.
Excellent.
No worries.
Thank you.
Makana Confections specialises in gift quality confections, all handmade and using only the finest natural ingredients available. There are two Makana boutique chocolate factories in New Zealand, one in the Bay of Islands in the north of the North Island, and the other, this one, in the heart of the Melbourne Wine Trail at the top of the South Island. Each facility is set up to be able to watch how these chocolates are made. You're allowed to taste a few, and of course shop for delicious chocolates. Who does not like chocolates? For sale and tasting is a range of Pinot Noir, Champagne, Orange, Cherry, Vanilla, Lemon and Irish Cream truffles. There are sea salt, hazelnut and creamy chocolate caramels, delicious zesty fruit chocolate squares as well as macadamia and chocolate dipped fruit to choose from. Macadamia brittle and toffee crunches for sale, as is macadamia caramel corn.
You don't have to get someone. No, you don't. Oh, okay.
I said we have to get some.
I'm just going to go ask her again which one it was.
Other treats are butterscotch panache and chocolate dipped shortbread.
So here.
The list of delectable treats is too long to recite here, but the list is extensive. These are not supermarket prices, but for that special occasion, for that special person, to be forgiven for the thing you regret doing in the first place would definitely have something to cure, or at least better the situation. We will leave this video here as we drive back to Canvastown and the Pelorous Tavern, ending another day of adventure in the south of New Zealand, realising that we have not even begun to scratch the surface of this Pacific oasis bridging the Tasman Sea and the Pacific Ocean. There are links to the Momorangi Campground, our video of Picton, and Makana Chocolates in the video description.